And hello everybody, welcome to Daily Entomologist. First day of 2020, Happy New Year. We have a lot of stuff to start going through, so let's get to it. Alright, so first task of the day I got started on another drawer of stuff I've collected this year, so these ones don't have all their labels on them. So I have to transfer this stuff, some Micro-Moths. I'll actually go through that in a little bit. Then we have these here. So yeah, that's gonna be the first task of the day. Go through these ones afterwards. And then probably find something to talk about here. Let's see. Got flies here on my Newton pins. So I'm going to set that one aside as well. And believe it or not, I actually still have some things in the freezer that need to pin out as well. So might do that today too, or tomorrow, or next video, or whatever. But first things first, let's get this stuff done. Alright, so we got the first one done. Let's just take a closer look at what was on that board. Got some really awesome darkling beetles here, some ground beetles, even a prionid right there. These were collected out of the Pawnee National Grasslands back in August. Got some robber flies there, toothpick grasshopper, some pretty good stuff. And this group here got a couple mantises, some more darkling beetles. This is in a different location. Some more velvet ants right there. The carrion beetle right there in the middle with the orange on its elytra there. And then just a little small group, primary robber flies. So if you tell by the amount of, I got more on the other styrofoam or other drawing board as well, but I'm really building up my robber flies and velvet ant collections, and hopefully get a really good representation of the species here or anywhere. But we'll go ahead and get started on this one. To save you the pain of watching it all, I'll just do this one off camera, but I'll get back to you when I finish it. Alright, well, about 45 minutes later, all finished. So let's do a quick run through of what we have. I definitely remember this day. This whole section right here is all one collecting location. This is actually from some sweep samples. And if you actually saw the video of when I was out in the Pawnee grasslands, I actually showed you the bags. So you got some stink bugs. You got the harlequin stink bug right there. Mergantia histrionica. And all these down here are bees, wasps, some grasshoppers, and flies. Even an antlion right there in the middle. So absolutely gorgeous. We got some sweat bees there. Agopostamen. Some bumblebees that will eventually be added to my bumblebee drawers. Robber flies, thread-waisted wasps, as you see, as you've noticed from my videos, or if this is the first video you've seen, I do a lot of trapping sweep nets and as you can see, at the right locations and times, it really pays off. Huge diversity of Hymenoptera here. So definitely worth it, especially if you want to quick look of species in that certain location. We got just another little collection right here. Nothing too exciting in this one. Just a rubber fly right there. A couple more bumblebees. And last section right here. Got some flies. Oops, sorry about that. A really awesome technid fly right there. We got a Newman wasp in the side there, a cuckoo wasp. See beetles, more flies there. And of course, grasshoppers up there. Alright. So I'm really glad I finally got this done. So I guess it's on to the next task, which is setting up these Micro-Moths. So I'm gonna get that the stuff I need for that, and then we'll get that finished as well. Alright, so as I said, up next is doing the Micro-Moths. So what I'm doing is I have these pieces cut out, and I put them on the pin right there, and then that holds the moth that's pinned on a micro pin. And that's the end result right there. So these right here are actually my very first attempt at spreading micro-leps on micro pins. And for the most part, I feel majority of them actually worked out pretty well. I'll have to wait and see what they look like on the other side. Obviously, we have one there that didn't cooperate very well, but even though it didn't, some of it spread at least. So that's still going to go on a micro pin because I'm not going to waste a specimen. And yeah, so I'm going to get these on, and then well, first that let's see, where's one? I just go through whatever there, and then I have my pinning block and I put it on the very top one, push down, and boom. And that's how you do that. So I'm gonna go ahead. Getting the moths on there actually requires concentration. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on there, and then I'll be back and show you the finished result on that. Alright, so I finished them up. As you see, they're not the... Since I'm not very good at micros yet, they're not the very best looking specimens. But for the most part, for my very first attempt at doing these, they turned out pretty good. And I'm really excited about this because Micro-Moths are super diverse. So being able to actually expand my skills as a collector and preserving specimens, I'm really happy I took the dive into learning how to pin the micros. And with practice, the specimens will only become better. But I do have to say I am quite pleased. At least I know I can do them. So I'm going to put those in the drawer that I have put the other stuff in. But that the technique with the foam and doing with the micro pins is the same thing that I'm going to start doing with my flies. So here are some groups of flies that I've got. I think these been on a different video. These are just stuff from sweep samples. And for most of the smaller flies, I have them all on micro pins. And I guess it is a little more tedious, and it'd probably be easier to point them on points. But I'm going to use the foams just for it's just my personal taste of what I like aesthetic wise. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with all the flies and stuff eventually as well. Hopefully make some leeway into that. So it turns out I have a empty case there. And I have some dragonflies and damselflies out there. So I'm probably, most of those, working on those is probably just going to be on the next video. But I'm going to leave that a surprise of, I'm going to kind of switch things up organization wise. But I'll explain all that in the next video. That's going to be here in the next, or I pretty much decided when I'm going to work on the collection, I'm going to do a video. So could be every day, every other day, who knows. But that's going to be more frequent uploads. But in this video, we'll do the dragonflies. We'll begin doing that, and then I'll explain all that. So yeah. Hope you're going to enjoy these kind of more frequent style videos. I figure I bring you literally along when I work on stuff. You'll see it. So yeah, you'll be along for each and every ride. So comment, like, subscribe if you haven't done already. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.